Rimworld Odyssey is finally out! Now I can live my dreams of dying in space in a pool of my own vomit. I think the best way to try out the new expansion is by basically replicating the space stage of Spore and playing as a group of egotistical aliens that abduct new species for their own gain. Our goal is to make a space zoo with 2 of as many different animals as we can reasonably grab. Spoiler alert, it doesn't go well. Our story starts with our brave heroes getting rimmed by the world and crashing down to the surface. We have Glorp, the brains, Glurm, the brawn, and Glebe, the biologist. They belong to the genome known as the Collectors. They hate the heat, can't repopulate, are great with animals, and awful at art and social. They also have the gene implanter archetype, but don't worry about that just yet. The Collectors follow a simple code of rules, the tenets of zoology. This way of life is about the collection of animals and using their products for nourishment, disliking sowing plant life. We're also trying out the new shipborne meme, so they dislike being on the surface of the planet, preferring the cold, endless expanse of space. We also start with a wolf, who gets the name of Ads after our late Yorkshire Terrier from the last video. This current map is going to be completely temporary until we get a working grav ship, so we'll start setting up a very rough base with the essentials for survival. Arms, walls, beds, power, prisons to make our victims cower, research, recreation, concrete, wood. Eating without a table would not be good. We'll also set up an animal pen to begin the collecting. Something about a crash landing really gets these guys going, and Glorp and Glebe have started probing each other. You may have noticed by now that I have an addiction to nutrient paste. I recently discovered this new add-on mod to Nutrient Paste Expanded for reworked progression, so now we have even more toys to grind up living creatures into Trix yogurt. Time for some names. The settlement, which we care so deeply about, will be named Horrible Planet, and of course the faction will be the Zookeepers. We get a freezer up and running pretty fast, a perfect storage for our corpses. If I had any. The first raid is here to step in the shadows of legends, the Pill Group. Super creative, guys, well done. While they take the time to group their pills, we'll get our meat grinder ready. It takes 1 shot to knock the raider on his ass. Pathetic. Ah yes, here we go, the Grav Engine Quest. Odyssey is nice enough to give us one for free. The grav ship works with some limitations. First off, anything you want to take with you on the ship has to be built on top of grav panels. The grav engine also has a range limit and a structure limit. Both of these can be expanded with grav cores, which are retrieved from quests. The grav engine is highly destructive, so any map it takes off from will be completely torn apart by gravitational waves unless you build a grav anchor. These bad boys run off chem fuel, so we're gonna need to tame some boomalopes to milk those suckers dry. As collectors, we are above the filthy humanoids of the surface. We do, however, need more hands to get all this labor done. The answer, of course, is turning our prisoner into an Amazon employee to get some of this work out of the way. The pen is done! Time to grab some delicious alpacas. Every good zoo needs a tour guide, and Glebe has the best chance of having more than 0 social skill, so they will be perfect for the position. It's time to consider if Max is worthy of ascension to collectorhood. Yes, I see. The board will revisit your promotion request at a later date. Oh hey, looks like his friend came to pick him up. The new Nutrient Paste add-on mod also adds Nutrient Paste Kibble, which we can use to feed our gluttonous, plant-hating animals. The disgusting bacteria-ridden planet's surface has given Glebe the plague. This place is horrible. These boomalopes are taking a while to tame. Thankfully, they only have a 10% chance to. Plant cutter named Ice comes by and wants to join our cause. Surprisingly enough, they're also a collector like us. Welcome aboard! Now we just need to do some conversion and give them a proper name, Gloop. We get a raid from the clan of Shite, and they live up to the name. A day or so later, we finish researching biofuel refining. Now we can use that delicious boomalope juice to chem fuel our grav ship. A quest! The local fauna has decided to offer us some labor for 13 days in exchange for shelter and nutrients. Very beneficial to us. We will let them in for now. They will sleep on the floor though. Oh good, a heat wave! Now it's a warm, soothing 137 degrees Fahrenheit. Finally, appropriate weather to show off my jorts. Uh-oh, Simon isn't happy about eating nutrient paste and sleeping on the sweltering floor, and he's decided to take his anger out on the animals. You know what that means. We need to get a shelter for these pen animals done fast. Our boomalopes are already unconscious from heat stroke, and we know what happens if they die. Okay, so everybody is hot, angry, and riddled with food poisoning thanks to our small food supply being used on nutrient kibble, which is extremely toxic to anything other than animals. But at least money's falling from the sky. I'm not sure when this happened, by the way, but apparently Gloop and Junior are lovers? Good for them. I hope one of them doesn't get mauled by a gorilla. Yes, I spoke too soon. The inferior life forms of this planet seem to display interest in useless structures. We'll humor them in exchange for some of their literature. It's a sad day for Gloop as Junior and his pack must depart. Maybe someday their paths will cross once more. Anyway, enough emotions, back to work. There must be more collectors down here on the surface than we thought, as another one named Tony joins the group. Of course, they won't be keeping that name though. From here on out, they'll be known as Glurp. We just have to fight off some rabid guinea pigs that have been chasing him. Glorp and Glebe are finally getting married, meaning now Glorp can put the husband in animal husbandry. To celebrate, everybody clicks the subscribe button. You should do it too. You wouldn't want to ruin their wedding, would you? The impids are here. Luckily, they chose a rainy day to raid, so their flame breath is far less useful. Not like they get a chance to use it anyway. I know I'm skipping around a lot, but I promise you, the only thing you've been missing is days and days of slowly constructing this grav ship. We're gonna be living on it for a while, so I want it to be at least functionally decent. Yes, we have a pet gorilla now! Since this run is going to have a lot of tamed animals, we'll only be naming the trainable animals after patrons and YouTube members. Everybody welcome Kalo to the zookeepers. Oh, how sweet, another budding romance. If only you at home knew the mating process of the collector species. It's abhorrent. We build Glorp a shiny new high-tech research table, providing us more advanced researches to not utilize because our grav ship still isn't ready. At this point, the grav ship may as well be the Silksong release. Damn it, they ruined my joke. The impet we captured just set Kalo on fire. He would be more upset if it wasn't kinda funny. They can live for now. Oh shit, a tiger's hunting ads. Don't worry, ads, I won't let you die again. Someone named Fauna needs us to guard some Outlanders for a while. I was gonna decline, but their name is Fauna. That's all the collectors consider the humanoids of this planet to be anyway, so we accept out of respect for them knowing their place. We'll use Amy and Zug for mining out those stupid rocks so we can work on our fucking grav ship. These Boomalove calves are providing some good value for us. We can't slaughter them or they go boom, so we'll just sell off the babies until we decide to sterilize the stock. Animal husbandry sure is awful. Oh yeah, also we have cows now. A very important distress signal reaches our comms. It's Junior! He's been captured by the Pill Group and is being held hostage. Glorp tries to delete the email, but Gloop rushes in and RSVPs, so now we have no choice. Okay, Gloop, fine, we'll save him. As soon as the grav ship is running. A panther has gone mad. I'm sure our guests will be able to handle it. And we're out of grav panels, meaning we have to utilize our limited supply to support the structures. The solar panels are going to have to be folded in as well every time we launch for the time being. Other than that, the skeleton is done. We just need to load it up with the stuff from our storage. We also, unfortunately, have to make some hydroponics to grow gross ground food for when animal products are running low. Oh hey, the gorilla inflamer has been recruited. If they're going to be a permanent resident of the zookeepers, they will need to be enlightened. Remember those xenogerm implanting genes? Welcome, newly enlightened. Your new name will be Glop. Now, I'm sure you're asking, what about Max? Oh, you mean the psychite-dependent waster with a bad back? No, we have, different plans for him. Oh shit, the pigskins are here. We've only moved about half of our shit, so we can't run just yet. We'll have to fight. Even a pigskin can't outlive an enraged gorilla. Good job, Kalo. Extra nutrient-paced rations for you tonight. Blob unfortunately loses an eye, which really sucks considering they're one of our best gunners. Expectations are rising, and these greedy assholes demand a piece of art depicting the fauna of this planet. Everybody here has the artistic skill of a 13-year-old on DeviantArt, so this is gonna take a while. Blurm and Glurp have finally tied the knot. No better wedding venue than a dirty, half-built grav ship barracks. Yes, it is complete. The bioreactor.
Are you tired of running out of power? Is that useless pawn of yours not carrying their weight? Well, have we got a deal for you? Just shove them in this vat, pump it full of nutrient juice, and watch the natural body processes fill your batteries like something from the Matrix.
Oh god, the Neanderthals are here now. Quick, go, grab the last thing so we can get out of here. We finally have liftoff, ravaging the atoms of the raiders with violent gravitational waves. We made a promise, and we will follow through. We have to rescue Gloop's husband, Junior. We'll be here for a little while until the grav core recharges, so let's get our solar panels and animal pen out. At least the wasters were kind enough to make Junior's prison out of therapeutic walls from the medbay mod. After all, health is important. Poor Junior, locked within a medically superior cage, forced to eat nothing but meatloaf. The Pill Group truly is barbaric. Welcome, Junior! You know the drill. You have to be properly enlightened now. We're gonna utilize his OK art skill first before it gets destroyed by the xenogermination. The Empire wants us to protect a shuttle, blah blah blah. We want the shuttle loot, so we'll accept. Don't make the joke, don't make the joke, don't make the joke. Now that the statue is done, Junior can be properly enlightened. Gloop injects her genes into him and he earns his new name of Glop. Time to leave this shitty seaside prison. We need to start heading towards some extra grav cores to expand our ship. Our thrusters only take us so far, so we'll take another pit stop and grab some resources. Overheated grav engine, awesome. So we'll be here for a while too. Guess we'll get all the essentials set up then to last us a few weeks. Apparently the zookeeper's bougie expectations demand that the statue can't be shoved in a dark, ugly room, so we actually have to make it look nice. Gross. No matter where you go on the planet, the furries will find you. But even their thick fur and sharp claws can't save them from being mauled by a gorilla. With our high damage output, we still have a leg in this race. Unlike Glurp, who has his leg destroyed. Nice. Looks like he'll need a new one. That will have to wait though, as a group of imps, comes by not long after. Remember folks, when fighting enemies that breathe fire, it's always important to stand right next to your extremely flammable animal pen. The imps are dealt with easily, and thankfully the fire wasn't able to spread fast enough to do damage. Glurm's father falls from the sky, at least a baseliner claiming to be her father does. Their stats are not great, so we'll heal them back to health and secretly hope they fuck off as soon as they're better. Ah, fuck. Welcome to the party, Glep. We're rewarded for our good deed with hundreds of milk buckets falling from the sky. What in the cloudy with a chance of meatballs? The grav engine is recharged. Time to pack up and head off to our first grav core mission, an ancient stockpile. We're lucky enough to have this mission in one of the new biomes. Welcome to the Glow Forest. This really pretty place is filled with sulfurous skies that block out sunlight. Good thing we have a geothermal generator. We'll have to spend our time here passively hacking these stockpile doors, as one of them contains the grav core and grav panels we need to expand our ship. Glorp has successfully hacked the first door, time to explore. Yes, one of the new security features, wasp traps. These little guys sting intruders and stun them over and over. Exactly why we brought so many melee experts down here. The bigger threat ends up being the insect hive that's been living down here. With the bugs squashed, we make the extremely smart choice and split the party. Oh hey, another insect hive. Oh look, another one. Oh look, the consequences of my actions. Nice. Time to send a rescue team to fix this definitely unavoidable situation we found ourselves in. We did get lucky and found the grav loot on our first attempt, thankfully. Blurb will start hauling those out while the exploration team puts some neosporin on their bug bites. Yes, finally. We have a bedroom instead of a bed platform. While working on some ship expansions, a mech cluster deploys nearby in the world, blocking out the sun with smoke. The entire region is already covered in sulfurous smog as is, so literally nothing has changed. Well done, mechanoids. Orbital tech is unlocked, allowing us to finally space-proof this ship and make some vac suits. Soon we will be off this horrid rock. The other two stockpiles are pretty uneventful. In the first one we find a sentience catalyst, a new item that lets you increase the trainability level of an animal, and in the second one we find some bugs, and I'm just too tired at this point to deal with them, so I say screw it and leave. It's winter, everybody! The luxurious beauty of a snow-covered landscape is unfortunately lost on the zookeepers, who find it to just be another reason this planet is awful. It's rain, but like soft rain? Gross, let's get out of here. On our way to the next grab core location, we have to take a pit stop just outside the Bad Caribou Desert. Bad Caribou. No! We're met immediately by a mech cluster. We're just gonna avoid it for now, not worth taking it on. Unless, of course, somebody really stupid, Glebe for example, wanders outside of the allowed area while hunting a squirrel. But that wouldn't happen, right? The mechanoids don't end up being too bad, thankfully. Well, at least for everybody but Glep, who very nearly dies. Also, Kalo is on fire again. Oh yeah, also at some point during this, we got a random pet warg. Welcome, Dr. B. I made an oopsie and forgot to set our power generators back up, so we can watch as our hydroponic bays die while we panic to lay down wires. The mechanoids are getting really pissy, clearly, since they've sent down a defoliator ship to kill all the plant life. All the vast, thriving plant life. An exotic goods trader stops by and they're selling an Archotech Eye, an extremely high-powered eye allowing for highly superior sight. It would be great for Glob. You can sell some excess animals to make it a little easier to purchase. Now we just have to install it and... Fuck this place, I hate it here. Just gonna mine some components and forget about the horrors. The cold here is starting to be a problem. All these heaters aren't keeping up. Guess we'll have to use the earth juices for warmth. Component mining complete. Now for some plasteel. We can grab some muffalo while we're out here too. The next grav core is just out of range. I guess we can take out the smoke spewer. It's nothing but exploding turrets and burning gorillas here. No problem for our melee squad. The smoker is gone, but the sun is still shy and hides behind an eclipse immediately. Sick. Oh, and then these ground vents start spewing out toxic gases. Awesome. This planet is nothing but endless shit stains. Next location, here we go. Next grav core. This one is an ancient reactor, and it's covering the area in toxic fallout. Wow, how new and refreshing. The reactor is hidden somewhere in this massive facility, so we'll need to do some exploring. The place is crawling with these ancient security drones. Thankfully, they aren't anything compared to the modern mechanoids we have to deal with. Uh-oh, the furries are here again. Most of them come straight for us, except this one who takes a detour through the facility and ends up blowing up a turret for us. Thanks, man. We've located the reactor. It's unfortunately surrounded by turrets and hunter drones that explode upon contact. Our snazzy new shield belts make the turrets far less difficult, at least. We have to wait for Glorp to hack the reactor, otherwise we'd have to destroy it, which would call in a mechanoid backup. Personally, I'm not in the mood to get decimated today, so maybe later. Oh cool, Odyssey adds a bunch of random grav ship additions that you can find in the world, and we just found one. The pilot's sub-persona core lowers the chance of grav ship landing accidents, so less overheating, grav nausea, etc. Grav core obtained! Wait, where are the grav panels? Oh, fuck you, game. Apparently, the ancient reactor quest is a little different. You have to destroy the reactor to get the grav panels. I guess since it's already hacked, we won't get the reinforcements, but still. Lame. Okay, setting up a skeleton for our next room expansion. This one will be the interior pen for animals until we finally settle our space zoo. Next, we'll head to this ancient warehouse in hopes of finding some cool shit. This facility is made of bloodstone, which isn't at all terrifying. Pretty standard fanfare here, though. Wasps, hunters, turrets. The more pressing issue here is the fact that we are in a barren desert and have run out of food. I'm gonna start chopping up livestock and get the hell out of here. Oh yeah, the facility only had some medicine and some sentience catalysts. As of writing the script, the sentience catalyst has been buffed to remove the need for pens on uplifted animals. Sadly, at the time of recording this playthrough though, that wasn't the case. RIP sentience catalyst. Okay, next up on our tour to hell is a mechanoid relay. Glorp will need to hack the stabilizers so we can loot the grav core and grav panels from the relay itself. We'll have to be careful about the sleeping mechanoids though. Also, thank God this isn't a desert. We can plant some disgusting ground crops here to help our food supply. Nothing like some forceful machine dismantling to get people in the mood. Glep and Glob have started sploinking each other. Now everybody is partnered up. How sweet. I guess the mech hive really didn't enjoy this love ritual and they sent down some SPF 10 million to block out the sun. Oh boy, centipedes. It begins. We have to get way closer than we'd like since they have this mechlo shield blocking all projectiles. At least they don't have a fire-based war cannon mounted on a giant bug-like robot. The mechs are dead and the sun is allowed to return. Not too long later, Glorp finishes hacking the relay, summoning a defensive raid from the mechs. Oh shit, a Centurion. These boys are scary. Less so at close range, however. Glurm and Gloop are on fire, leaving Glep to beat them up until the fire stops. More importantly, however, 165 grav light panels, yes! Dr. B is getting really hungry and gets beat up by a caribou. Bad caribou. No. Finally, we can use the dismantled guts of the mechanoids to make a new eye for Glob. Something that could have been handled quadrums ago if a certain somebody didn't waste our several thousand silver Archotech eye. Dr. B is still going on his bullshit, and now the entire caribou herd is attacking us. I feel like this is a call for help from Dr. B, but I'm sure it's fine. Let's just ignore our problems, buy a bunch of meat, and invest in some luxurious comfort. Fabrication time! It's moments like these that make me realize how long this process has taken. We haven't even gotten to space yet to put the space in Space Zoo. Also, apparently this entire thing has been asymmetrical this whole time, and I'd like to formally apologize to anybody who noticed that prior. Your check is in the Wait, everybody shut up, the thrombos are here! My precious angels, please join us. Please. This could take a while. Some raiders drop in and try to steal our thrombos. You will suffer 1,000 deaths, forced to witness the passing of time and the falling of nations through a cursed temporal loop of endless agony. Oh hey, Glep and Glob are getting married. I love a good romance story. The sun splorts out a solar flare just long enough for all of our plants to die. Sick. Ladies and gentlemen, it pains me to say this, but we have to move forward and leave these beautiful thrombos behind. Perhaps someday in the future we will be given another chance at true bliss, but today is not that day. Hold on, today might be that day. We have to let our grav engine cool down anyway, so we'll kill some time and crack open this ancient danger. A couple tech prints and a bionic spine. Not bad. We'll steal some of these crypto sleep caskets too, why not? The thrombo herd would get spooked if we landed our grav ship there, so we'll need to land nearby and walk over. Glebe and Glep are doing a great job despite being ravaged by food poisoning from only eating kibble, and now we have a beautiful thrombo in our ranks. So of course, they get a patron name. Mischievous, welcome. I hope you appreciate getting to be the most special of animals. Now we just need one more thrombo to be able to breed them. Success! And all it took was pushing Glep to the edge of insanity. Welcome, Ragdoll. You will be worshipped for years to come. Alright, we're gonna try to speed through these next few locations and hopscotch over to this asteroid. We'll hunt some animals and gather some resources. 2 failed Megasloth tames later, most of the crew is kitted out with vac suits, preparing for our first voyage into space. Before we go, we'll loot this ancient danger and... Wait. 2 ancient dangers? Okay, weird. I've never seen that before. Wild. First one, as usual, is meat men and drug addicts. Our thrombos make short work of anything that breathes, so it isn't too bad. Items of note include advanced components and a power claw, a perfect addition to Glep. We also capture a survivor and get them ready to become another power generator for us. Man, remember Max? He's still hanging out. What a trooper. Oh, that is a big pigskin raid. Thankfully, it was far less scary when they accidentally lit each other on fire and triggered their own fire foam popper. It was around this time that I realized something. Food has been such an issue, but we've just been letting perfectly good corpses rot out in the wild. For the collectors, there is no distinction between humanoid and animal. Only the collectors are the truly ascended life form. Time to shove these pigs into the nutrient vats. Bacon. A trade caravan comes to visit, just in time for some bugs to fall from the sky right on top of us. Nice. The bugs can convert the trade caravan into a delicious buffet of fresh corpses for us. Ancient danger number 2 consists of spooky mechanoids, more gorilla fires, and glass sarcophaguses for some reason. Sarcophagi? Sarcophaguses. I don't know. Now that we're butchering humanoids, our floors have become absolutely flooded by tainted apparel, which we'll need to start burning. Finally, we've arrived in space. Our first task is to mine out this asteroid for some Vaxstone. There is also one item in particular I'm hoping to find hidden in this asteroid, and if we find one, it will fix so many of our problems. First, we have to deal with a bunch of losers trying to interrupt us. Get out of here, nobody likes you! The survivors can be used as organ farms while they wait for more bioreactor real estate to become their new forever homes. They're back again. Time to play my favorite gamba. Will our colonists have their heads blown off by our own uranium slug turrets? Not today, thankfully. Instead, we get a nice new import of fresh meat and suits to deconstruct into plasteel. With the advanced gravtech research, we can finally craft our own grav panels. They require vaxstone as a main ingredient, and thankfully we've ravaged this asteroid pretty thoroughly trying to find a certain something. Unfortunately, we didn't find it, and now I have to go cry in the corner for a while. With these new grav panels, we can widen the shaft, it's a technical term, of our spaceship. Oh look, a peace talk quest. Bring a Zoo has sent us some— wait, Bring a Zoo? That's a trap if I've ever seen one. Computer, send them back a high-resolution image of a dog's butthole. Thanks. Why is Gloop walking so slow? Oh, I see. Her frontal cortex has been replaced by a bullet casing. Well, that's not good. We're gonna have to work towards biosculptors to remedy this. By the way, did you know biosculptors are from the ideology expansion and not the biotech expansion? Only an idiot would make that mistake, right? Comments! Some mechs show up to ruin the party, which means it's time to leave. We pack up our shit and get on our way. New goal, find a suitable asteroid for Space Zoo. While we work on expanding the prisoner battery network, a very dapper individual shows up. They want to chill on our ship for a while, and I'm sure nothing will go wrong with them at all. They have a rotting heart, rotting lungs, and a rotting kidney. Sick. We have a fun new toy! Finally, Rimworld lets you build your own shuttle. Transport pods are dumb and grav ships are destructive, so having a nice middle ground is really helpful. At this point, mechs are sending down entire Walmart supercenters and their clusters. I'm just gonna ignore these guys, screw them. We have far more ancient dangers to take care of instead. Ah yes, the sweet, blissful sight of meat men. Oh hey, free cocks to check off our collection list. Finally, been looking for some of those. Operation Worry About It Later doesn't seem to be helping suss out with their organ rot. Time to move to phase 2 of the plan, which involves shoving them in a crypto sleep casket and, you guessed it, worrying about it later. Another raid means it's time to leave, bringing us to another asteroid. Will this asteroid be the asteroid of legend? The one we build Space Zoo upon? Yes, there it is! Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we've been looking for. This Archean tree is not only capable of surviving the vacuum of space, it also converts any terrain around it into rich soil, allowing us to plant hay in orbit. This is it. This is the future site of Space Zoo. Our top priorities right now are building a grav anchor and digging out a suitable habitat. Dig, my little moles. Dig. Time to name our asteroid. Welcome to Planet Zoo, named after the hit video game, Planet Coaster. In orbit, we only get 2 kinds of raids, cosmic scavengers and mechs. This time we got the latter. Let's see what we're dealing with. Oh, sweet Cuban heaven, what is this? Just a cool, chill 29 Militors. Okay, this is fine. We're gonna have to bait out small clusters at a time to chip away at them before they all come flooding towards us. People are injured and there's still too many Militors. Luckily, we have these explosive mining charges that spawned on the asteroid. Hopefully we can take out a few of them with these. Success! At least sort of. Welcome back. Literally nothing dangerous has happened, so let me get you caught up on construction. Oxygen and heat are hooked up, hay is starting to grow, and we've sent Glop, Glurm, and Glurp back down to the surface to set up a temporary hunting lodge to supply meat and collect new exotic animals we don't have yet. Immediately the lodge is met with a raid. Hopefully our 3 space-age soldiers can handle a single naked man with a club. Glop's mother shows up with a raiding party to try and undo the birth of her child. They do a surprisingly good job, so we have to send the hunting party back home to pick up the scraps. Hopefully nothing bad happens in the 10 minutes we're gone. God fucking damn it. The habitat has the bare minimum for suitability for our animals to survive in it, so time to get them off the ship. There we go. Their enclosure is almost as spacious as a real zoo. And we even finished a biosculptor pod, allowing us to get that bullet out of Gloop's brain. But first, Lancer time. This is surprisingly scarier than the 29 Militors. Holy fuck, that was rough. Only 1 death from that is surprisingly good. The tragic part is it was Gloop, right before we were gonna shove her in a biopod to get her brain functions back. Thank you, Rimworld. Who would have thought that Glop would have to witness the death of the love that rescued him from that raider camp all those years ago? Cinema. Clearly we need to build up defenses before that bullshit happens again. We could also definitely use more warm bodies for combat and crafting, so we purchased ourselves a furry from the Gene Trader. Welcome! Your new name will be Glomp. Glomp is going to be on the defense team here at the zoo along with Glebe and Glep, while the rest of the squad goes on a steal run. Splitting the colony provides us with a nice difficulty break, as the ground team gets a smallish raid of a few enemies, while the defense team gets to fight off a single spaceman. Things get a little more tense not long after, however, as we have to fight off a Neanderthal raid in the middle of a toxic fallout, including this big chungus right here. Grocery trip complete. We didn't get a lot of steel in the long run, but Space Zoo was out of food, so we had to come back. But more steel is better than no steel. The Archean tree seed we found with the living tree allows us to build up 1 more pen, at least until we find more. We'll split the animals up and put the useful ones that supply food products here and the freeloaders over here. Power has been a bit of a struggle lately. I guess these bodies aren't cutting it anymore. Tragic. My original plan was having bioreactors power the entire base, but we just don't have the nutrient production to keep them running along with feeding all these gluttonous animals. So we're gonna have to start investing in alternative power methods from the eccentric tech mod. We'll start collecting deuterium and helium-3 to prepare for fusion power, though this is still a long way away. Ever been so bored that you go catatonic? Glomp can relate. 1 Lancer, 2 Lancer, 3, 4. Watch my colonists hit the floor. Slice 1, then 2, until they die. Glurp just lost their fucking eye. Now that we're ready to start unloading all the items off the ship, I can finally give you all the grand tour so far. Through the main airlock here, we have the food and power storage. Down the hall, we have a main storage, as well as what will be the hydroponics bay. Following that, we have the animal fields, hospital, and rec room. If we can find more Archean seeds, we will expand the zoo downwards. Down at the end of the main hall, we have the workshop, research labs, and where all the bedrooms will be. With this livable habitat, we will finally be able to live a long, thriving life of zookeeping triumph. We're out of steel again. Life is a never-ending dance of the same song playing over and over until it's nothing but meaningless noise. Ground team tames some alpacas, home team slays some attackers. A round of tapeworms for everyone! Well, at least for Glop. For some reason, also, nearly everybody in a bioreactor got one. No idea how that happened. We've been slowly working on converting Glomp, and when we're about 1 conversion attempt away, she has a crisis of belief and starts believing in some other pretender ideologian. How dare you? A man named Fairbanks, with several chronic illnesses, shows up to join the colony. We're gonna lock him in the cellar for a while until he, disappears. Welcome home! More steel for the steel gods and more food for Glop's tapeworm. Fairbanks dies of starvation and lets out a blood-curdling howl. Typically this attracts a wave of sight stealers to come attack out of the shadows, but thankfully we're in orbit so they can't get to it. Oh, didn't realize sight stealers had that kind of upward mobility. Good for them. After being shredded to bits by a massive number of sight stealers, we receive a quest to hold on to some toxic waste packs. Considering waste packs don't deteriorate as long as they're frozen, and we are in the frozen expansive void of space, this should be super simple. Another space pirate raid comes in. This one includes Glop's uncle and grandmother. Glop, do you need to talk, man? After utterly destroying Gam Gam, we do a massive trade deal for tons of meat, steel, wood, and even 2 horses. They die mere moments after arriving, however, due to vacuum exposure. I don't remember that happening in Uma Musume. Mechanoids are back. The first thing they do is fire a brain-melting beam directly at Glep. Now he's a trauma savant. At least we can utilize our biosculptor we made for Gloop way back when. Gonna do some organ harvesting to vent some frustration, I guess. Another mining trip, this time to a plasteel asteroid. A plasteroid. And yet another pirate raid. Are you kidding me? Well, add Glomp to the trauma savant list, I guess. Oh yeah, this also happened, but this is less exciting. Glep is cured, just in time for Glomp to start their biocycle in a new pod. The really cool thing I didn't realize until rewatching it for editing purposes is that this whole process was worthless because Trauma Savant isn't even cured by bioregeneration, just the brain injury, which Trauma Savant negates anyway. I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go wander the desert for a few lifetimes and rethink my life choices. Mechs are back again, which means 1 less arm for Glurm. Power generation still isn't cutting it, and fusion power is still way too far away. We're gonna build a fission reactor in the meantime. These bad boys generate shitloads of power, but eat 7 uranium per day, while generating a ton of heat. Thankfully, in space, heat is a valuable resource. So hopefully we just don't run out of uranium before we have an alternative power source. This thing is so huge, we'll have to take up some hydroponic real estate for it. Speaking of, this is a great power source for funding our hydroponics. The zookeepers hate eating plants, but they have to deal with it. Food is scarce in space. Sending the away team back down for more steel, we can also suck up some delicious water to generate deuterium for our future fusion reactor. I've been keeping my eyes out for more unique animals as well, only big ones at the moment. Rats, birds, etc. are extremely common, so I'm holding off on having to feed more mouths that aren't worth my time. We need more hands to do labor, and I refuse fuse mechanoids for this one. Animal labor only. We've converted another prisoner to the ways of the zoo, earning the name of Glip. Welcome, Glip, good luck. I have this ever-looming sense of dread with this colony right now. We're like one major incident away from starvation or obliteration. Never mind, gold is falling from the sky. We're gonna be fine. Not even Glop's granduncle trying to kill us can stop us now. I'm like 100% sure this is probably fixed by the time this video is out, but I realized something wild. All my hydroponic plants were blighted when I left the surface, and upon re-landing on the asteroid, the blight is gone. I think the blight layer got left behind. Thank you, Grabship. We'll celebrate by buying some donkeys, and this time actually bringing them inside before they explosively decompress. Whoa, why is everybody so upset right now? What's going on? Ah, I see. The nutrient vats are empty, so people are eating toxic waste packs. Not kibble, toxic waste packs. What? An omen foretelling the end of days has occurred. Glorp and Glebe, the first relationship amongst the crew, have broken up. The fragile social infrastructure is beginning to unravel. The corpses of the fallen are being exhumed for the sake of amusement. I think we're gonna have to get ready for another steel mission soon. Oh, never mind. Base pirates are falling all around us, completely subverting any piss-poor defenses we have. Glep is the first to fall, while Glop goes crazy from hallucinations. Glorm goes next by a bullet to the skull, leaving only a heavily injured Glorp and an insane Glop to hold the fort. Knowing there are still a few raiders left, things are looking dire. There's only one option left. The coward option. Glorp rushes into the grav ship and tries to fire up the engines. Unfortunately, an injured pawn can't pilot a grav ship. He has to hastily patch his wounds. In the meantime, Glorp is lucky enough to gain a moment of consciousness amidst the blood loss and rushes his way to the ship with the Thrumbos in tow. We have to wave goodbye to everything we've built and collected, arriving at an orbital station. The crew now consists of 2 Thrumbos, Glorp, Glurp, and surprisingly, Sus, who is still sitting at 99% organ decay inside their casket. This is where we'll leave the zookeepers, forced to live with the loneliness of their cowardice, but holding on to the capability to start over, and maybe build a new, better zoo in the future. Thanks as always for watching. Odyssey is an incredible expansion, and I'm really excited to do more with it. Special thanks to my patrons and channel members for making these videos possible and helping me put them out faster. Consider supporting by hitting the join button below the video or heading over to Patreon. And remember, we don't talk about what happened on Space Zoo.